It looks like Avatar: The Way of Water can't compete with the opening weekends of other movies in December, but it has a good chance of keeping people interested for a long time. This is a movie with a huge fan base, so we're not too worried about it doing well. Let's learn more about Avatar 2 box office failure to break records, and look at how The Way of Water's new characters set up sequel movies. To start with, opening weekend predictions may be less than expected. Avatar: The Way of Water's first weekend wasn't the best, but that might not be a bad sign. The movie came out in theaters on December 16th, and the fans have been incredibly excited to watch it ever since the initial announcement. It's the long-awaited sequel to James Cameron's 2009 mega hit Avatar, which quickly became the highest-grossing film of all time when it first came out. This sequel will need to be another one of the highest-grossing movies of all time just to break even though, since it cost nearly $460 million to make. And that also doesn't include the cost of advertising. According to Deadline, Avatar: The Way of Water's opening weekend is looking like it will bring in about $135 million. This is even less than the $150 million that was expected, which is a bummer. It probably won't be one of the top 5 December openings in the US because it won't do as well as other franchise films like Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, or Star Wars Episode 7: The Force Awakens, or even Spider-Man: No Way Home, which made the most money with $260.1 million. But from Friday to Saturday, Avatar 2 only loses 15% of its audience, much less than any other movie. The next best hold is Rogue One, which only loses 35%. Coming up, early 2023 will show how well the film does at the box office. The future of the Avatar movies depends on how well Avatar: The Way of Water does at the box office. Cameron has been saying for a long time that he will make 3 more sequels. He's currently filming Avatar 3 and The Way of Water with the goal of releasing both by Christmas 2024. On the whole, this big-budget sequel's opening weekend isn't all that impressive. Even though it opened as one of the 10 highest-grossing films worldwide in 2022, it will be nearly impossible for Avatar: The Way of Water to make more money than the year's top film, Top Gun: Maverick, which is a legacy sequel. Keeping in mind that the movie came out late in the year, this isn't the worst news, but it seems likely that the movie will have the best chance of reaching its box office goal in January 2023. Avatar: The Way of Water has already shown that it will do well, and many people will want to see it in 3D and other high-end formats. This will likely lead to a string of steady weekends rather than a big jump, which is actually pretty good. This means that it is more likely to be one of the highest-grossing movies of 2022 and 2023 than to be the highest-grossing movie of either year. What's more, fan base from the first movie may keep the money rolling for this one. From what people said during the opening weekend, it looks like Jake Sully and his friends have, against all odds, stayed in people's minds. The movie is expected to open with $150 million to $175 million from 4,100 North American theaters, which is a huge start for a movie that doesn't involve superheroes. But as the follow-up to the movie that made the most money in history, Avatar 2 has to meet some pretty high expectations. The first Avatar movie opened in the US in 2009 with $77 million, which was a good start, but didn't break any records. But the movie was so good that it stayed at number 1 for a record-setting 7 weeks straight and made $760 million in North America and $2.92 billion around the world. The sequel will also depend on people seeing it more than once and staying in theaters for a long time. But its long runtime of 3 hours and 12 minutes might scare people away. The Way of Water doesn't have much competition for the rest of the year, which is good for the movie, but might be bad for theater owners who are having trouble making ends meet. Followed by, will Avatar: The Way of Water's box office beat the first movie? Avatar: The Way of Water would have gotten off to a great start at the box office if it had done well on its first weekend. With a reported opening of $135 million, the sequel will make as much in one weekend as James Cameron's first movie did in a whole week. But in the longer run, Avatar 2 will still have a hard time making more money than the first movie. Avatar's amazing word of mouth and repeated viewings kept the movie popular and in theaters for 234 days, which is a long time for a movie. That doesn't happen anymore, not even in the biggest movies. This year, the most days that Top Gun Maverick was out was 161. People don't think Avatar: The Way of Water will make more money than the first movie, but it doesn't have to be the most profitable movie ever to be a success. At this point, most people don't believe that Avatar didn't make an impression on everyone because they're definitely excited about the sequel. Even if the second movie only makes half as much money as the first, it would still make $1.3 billion. This would make Avatar 2's box office of $1 billion a huge success. It could even be the second highest grossing movie of 2022. Lastly, Avatar 2's box office could change James Cameron's sequel plans. There is still some pressure on Avatar 2's box office to be successful enough to keep James Cameron's plans for a sequel alive. Cameron has been saying for a long time that there will be 3 more sequels. He's currently filming Avatar 3 with the goal of releasing it by Christmas 2024. But if Avatar 2 fails at the box office, it's likely that Avatar 3 would do even worse, which would mean that Avatar 4 and Avatar 5 would not be made. The director has even said that Avatar 3 could be the last movie in the series if the box office for the sequel is disappointing and shows that audiences aren't interested. In this way, how well Avatar: The Way of Water does at the box office will greatly impact what James Cameron does next with his movies. And now, let's look at how The Way of Water's new characters set up sequel movies. First up, looking into the future of the Sully kids. Producer Jon Landau talks about how the new characters in Avatar: The Way of Water set up the next films. Jake and Neytiri's 5 biological and adopted children, Neteyam, Loak, Kiri, Spider, and Tuktirey, are among the new characters in Avatar: The Way of Water. There are also new characters from the water-dwelling Na'vi clan, Metkayina. Landau has discussed what will happen to the franchise and the story coming out after Avatar: The Way of Water. He thinks that Avatar 4, among other movies, has a great script. Landau has also gone back and forth on whether or not one of the future sequels to Avatar will have scenes set on Earth, as well as on Pandora. According to Landau, the Avatar sequels will follow the next generation of Sullys into the sequels. It looks like the sequels will follow these Sully kids as they grow up and continue to play these characters. Up next, why Jake and Neytiri's kids are the best part of Avatar: The Way of Water. The fact that Landau and the Avatar writers want to keep going with the storylines of the Sully kids is great news for the future of the franchise. The kids that Jake and Neytiri have are probably the best part of Avatar: The Way of Water because they give the series a level of emotional depth that the first Avatar movie didn't really have. Each kid has his or her own complicated character dynamics. For example, Spider struggles to fit in as a human kid among the Na'vi, even though he's tempted to stay loyal to his bloodline. Apart from these internal struggles, Jake and Neytiri's kids change how the characters interact. Jake and Neytiri's story now isn't just about a human who turned into a Na'vi and then fell in love with another Na'vi, but they're now a mother and father who are looking out for their family. This gives the movie more weight, making it not just a fantasy story about protecting forest, but also a story about a family. Finally, how the Sully kids can grow in Avatar 3 and beyond. The problem with using kids is that by the time Avatar 5 comes out in 2028, the child actors who play them will have grown up. On the other hand, Landau makes it clear that the Sully kids will actually grow up in the Avatar sequels. Because Neteyam, the oldest child, was about 15 or 16 in Avatar 2, it was clear that the second movie also skipped ahead in time. The Avatar universe has made it clear that there will be time jumps between episodes, so it's likely that the Avatar team will be able to explain how the main kids grew up in a smooth way. The Sully kids have a lot of room to grow, as people as well as physically. For example, Tuk is the youngest and least developed character in Avatar: The Way of Water. This gives Cameron, Landau, and the rest of the writing team an almost endless number of ways to show how she grows. Also, the teen character, Kiri, played by Sigourney Weaver, is one of Avatar: The Way of Water's biggest mysteries, since it's not clear how Pandora's most important spiritual elements affect her body. If Landau keeps his promise, and Avatar 3, 4, and 5 actually end up showing how the Sully family grows, Kiri's role in the Pandora mythology will have more room to grow in those movies. That's a wrap for this video. How well do you think Avatar 2 will end up doing at the box office? What are you expecting from the Avatar 3 sequel? Let us know in the comments below. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like these. See you in the next one.